And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rumboyz Fantasy Sports Network. As always, it's your host, Robbie J and Ty Boogie.
What up, y'all?
But we have a special guest that I'm completely excited for. I'm turned up for. I'm ready. Raj Grobes. Did I pronounce the last name right?
Grobes, one syllable. You're adding syllables.
Grobes of ESPN Los Angeles. You guys have heard him in and out on the Keyshawn, LZ, and Travis show in the mornings. Excited to have you on, brother. Cannot wait to get this rolling, man.
Oh, that's what's up, man. I appreciate you guys having me on. I know this is year 2 for you guys. Looking forward to it, Rob and Ty. Let's rock.
Let's go.
Oh, love it.
So how we do here on we're a little bit of like a pirate theme type, sports show. And the way that we open up, what's up?
I said, don't have the cops coming to my house with this little legal stuff now.
No, you are all good.
Never.
And the way we open up our show, you ready for it, Ty?
Let's go. Start it out.
Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the rum boys and girls, what it do? Dilly
It's
dilly.
happy hour somewhere. I love it, man. You know, we do shots on the show, so I can get down with this.
Yes.
I'm a Bears fan, so I've already committed to taking some drinks as my Bears score. So I'm watching the shots today.
Okay. Yeah, you got something to get ready for tonight. That's right.
Yes, sir.
Is that really quick? Is that like a challenge to the fans? Like every time they score, you'll take a shot. Can we throw in if they don't know? If they don't know to the channel,
I don't know about don't know.
You take a shot.
They're pretty wild about that. Maybe when they score. I mean, if they miss a field goal, I'm pulling. Like if they miss a field goal, it's.
I'm calling the game tonight. We'll see. We'll see.
That's what's up.
So Raj, our original plan was to first open up with getting to know you and also going into our week 1 game picks, but we had breaking news that happened within the last honestly 20-30 minutes, give or take.
Yeah. Breaking news. We were finishing up our show, on ESPNLA, and this hit. We're looking at the TV, jaws drop. But really, I mean, it's like, wow, are we really that surprised? But go ahead.
Yeah, no, I figured you were saying pre-shoot that you sit right next to Keyshawn, and he had a little bit of insight being that he played for Gruden in the past. So what is your inside scoop? What do you know? What do you know about the situation?
All right. So a couple things. First, of course, he played for Gruden. And the first thing he said when he heard about, just the Raiders in general, won't last. He said it just won't last. It's not going to last long. I know he signed a 10-year deal, so he won't see half of it. He talks about how veteran players, they get tired of the act. They see it coming. They know it's coming. It's old. It's corny. I know you saw some of Hard Knocks. But I was like, all right, maybe Keyshawn's a little bitter from what happened in the past. But the real insight he gave me was Antonio Brown's his last days with the Pittsburgh Steelers as they were coming to a close, and before we knew he was going to get traded. But still, just as the season was wearing off, he said, watch, this dude's going to start doing crazy stuff. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Keyshawn, oddly enough, does not think he's a diva or has ever been a diva. And I was like, Key, you're a diva too. I always mess with him. You're a diva wide receiver. He's like, no. I was like, dude, you wrote a damn book your rookie year. You're a diva, So he doesn't think he is, but he said, watch, his behavior is going to get more and more odd. It was around the time maybe of the walrus mustache when he dyed it blonde. So Key's insight on that, that's what I started paying attention to. And then, of course, he gets traded to the Raiders or gets picked, he gets moved over to the Raiders. And little things here and there in the summer. Let's face it, the summer was basically dominated by Antonio Brown, the NFL summer. Zeke didn't hold out until he got closer to camps. Andrew Luck's injury, retirement, just bam, that just happened. The story of the summer for the NFL was Antonio Brown. And as these things started unfolding and happening, he's like, man, it's not going to get better. So Keyshawn, I got to give him credit. He called that. He said, this is going to get nuts. This guy's going to get worse and worse. It's going to spiral out of control.
And that it absolutely positively
absolute facts. Yeah. And clearly getting worse as we go at this point. I mean, if you guys have not and you're kind of just hearing it for the first time, I mean, no necessarily physical from what I've been told, but Antonio quite literally told Mayock he would punch him in the face and punted a football.
Yeah, but he punted a football,
in front of him, and told him to fine him for it. So,
and Keyshawn we didn't know at the time if it was physical or not, but he said basically, I guarantee you Antonio had some choice words for him, looked at Mayock, who he says Mayock is, played in college ball, but thinks he's kind of a tough guy, and someone like Antonio wouldn't respect him and would challenge his authority. So he called it out. He didn't know if it was like a bump. He said it wouldn't be a fight, but he said maybe there was a bump or, something like that.
Right.
But he called it in terms of Antonio not respecting the physical stature or the, authority of a Mike Mayock. And this is getting bad. I know you saw where now they're, if you look at the fine that he got, anything detrimental to the team, they can attempt to avoid that $30 million bonus and thus get rid of Antonio Brown. So this is just spiraling out of control. This is going to overshadow, the NFL season, the 100th season starting. This story, as we watch it unfold, like what's going to happen? Where is it going to go now?
I completely understand. For those that watch our show over on Sportscaster, they heard my 2 cents right before we got on. And I was actually kind of frustrated. I was like, this news would break right before I have to get ready for a special guest. Right. So I had to hurry up and try and fit in that piece.
That's okay. And real quick for our fantasy brothers and sisters, I saw someone post something. If you kept Antonio Brown, if you're in a keeper league, if you picked him probably in the beginning of the second round, maybe late first, I feel for you, man, because this ain't going to get good. You better move him now. Put in someone else. I hope you got a good wide receiver depth on your team.
Yeah, this is where Robbie would suggest that you carefully word the message that you send when you're sending in that trade. Hey, man, he's not suspended yet. It hasn't happened yet. You can take him now. Look like a genius.
That's right.
My biggest thing is I'm wondering, like, he obviously, again, it got worse. He did what he had to do to get out of Pittsburgh. He goes to the Raiders. Like, is there a home that he will not make a fool of himself, in my opinion? Is there somewhere in his mind, even if he could pick, that he would enjoy playing? Or is this just spiraling out of control in general for his career?
One of my coworkers, Chris Morales, said on the way out, "Oh, Mayock, that's a fool. He's messing up." And I was like, whoa. This whole summer, like I said, was dominated by one Antonio Brown. I'm sorry, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt to the GM at this point. Like, Antonio's one out of control. This is on
right.
Look, I love our whole staff, but if anyone try to pull an Antonio Brown, y'all know how I'm gonna react, okay? I love y'all.
That's right.
Like, obviously, no physical altercation, obviously, but him even just posting the letter of them telling him, like, you're gonna be fined for this event, and posting that on social media. Like, we've never really seen anybody else do that. Where is his motivation to want to show the world that, and then to come out, within a couple of days later and do something like this?
And then reporters are stating that, he has, utilized social media in such a way to make it to where it's the league's fault. I don't know a single person on Twitter that's not looking at AB and going #AB clown emoji.
Yes. You're getting all of that. And my question, where is your agent? Drew Rosenhaus, we had on a couple of weeks ago when this stuff was breaking. He's got to be his closest guy and tap him on the shoulder and say, hey, man, chill. You need to pull back a little bit. We're jeopardizing not only future money, but now you see if they go after the signing bonus, that affects my bottom line. That affects my ride. I'm like, bro, and Drew has had his back. Drew is one of those agents that no matter what his clients do, he always has one type of client. I don't know if you'll notice, but if you look it up,
Terrell Owens,
you'll see. But he's had Antonio's back. But at this point, you got to jump in and say, look, man, you got to be all in or all out at this point. Let's chill. You got to back this up, man.
Yeah. Drew enjoys the occasional head case. I think we can all agree upon that.
I feel like it gives him something to. Again, I mean, he was busy all. It was busy all off season. Like, I don't have an off season. I'm an agent of Antonio Brown. Like, so.
Do you really have an off season? Even though, really?
I mean, no.
Thank you.
Well, Antonio needs a friend. He just needs a friend to say, "Hey, it's time to."
Exactly. Antonio, you're in Cali now, man. You don't have to worry. You're in California now. Life is beautiful, man.
Well, we'll see what happens. I'm sure something to break by the end of this chat we have here. At the rate this is going.
Oh, most certainly. With that being said, let's get into getting to know you, Raj. Let's get into getting to know you, man. So first, how did I've kind of like loosely followed your career for years. I've seen you appear on air before. How did it come about to you working with the Los Angeles crew with Keyshawn, Elsie, and Travis? and becoming onto the producer side of things?
It was kind of a long story. I mean, I started in LA radio. So the boss, my original boss, I just started in LA radio years ago, straight out of college. I was running the board. I did it for a year, wrote him a letter, say, here's who I am. Here's what I want to do. Here's how much money I want to make. He was like, who the hell is this guy? But he gave me, he threw me on and gave me my start. And from there, I spent a lot of time with Fox and Fox Sports. So when Fox Sports 1 launched, I went straight over there from Fox Sports Radio, just right from the launch. And I was there, TV, there's a lot of bureaucracy in TV, and you got a lot of chefs in the kitchen. So I was like, I didn't like that as much as radio. So that same boss, years later, I mean, we're talking, wow, 17 years later, hits me up, and he wanted me to come over and work with Max and Marcellus. Those are my guys to this day. Those are my dogs. And I was like, hey, I'm in TV. I don't need to leave. I'm good. I like the money, but I did miss the fun. So eventually, after he got Max Marcellus to recruit me, and I eventually came over, and it's way more fun. Right across the street from Staples Center, after we just walked the games right after, it's a great thing. And then, of course, Max, they offered him, he got a hefty deal to go do First Take. And then Marcellus, of course, went to the Witness Protection Network, which I call Fox Sports 1. We don't see him anymore, but he went there. And so my boss had an idea, and it was like, hey, I need a strong guy with this. It was Keyshawn. We're going to have LZ, and, we had Sedano at the time. So I was like, all right. So I gave it some thought, and I was like, it'll be early, but hey, I'll be off early. So I did it. And I didn't really know Keyshawn too well prior to that. Like, I knew Marcellus before I was working with him. And from there, we just took off. It's a lot of fun. He's a handful. You never know what you're going to get from him, but it's really fun. He can be explosive at times, good. But he is a good guy to work with. I mean, seriously, he has a reputation. I said, that's what you get for writing a damn book when you're a rookie. But he has this reputation. But the guy is first there out of the talent. He's the first to show up. He's, if you tell him something, he might put his hands up a little bit, but he'll listen. So it's been fun. So it was a big round circle, man, that got me here, but I'm really glad to be back at ESPNLA, or be there for the first time working for ESPN. And it's a ball. I love everybody we work with. It's just a great location, obviously, the sunshine. Yeah. It's fun. So that's where I am now. And, I've been here about 3 years with Keyshawn, and we just have a ball on and off the air. You've seen pictures of our drinking and dinners and shots on the show and hanging out, Vegas. We have a good time, man. It's really fun.
That's what we thrive to do. Yeah, that's literally like what we thrive to be doing in a year or two.
Speaking of that promotion, I didn't mean to use that picture. It was already in the hands of my graphic design team, and I was like, you know what? That fits our audience.
Oh, that we were out watching. This was just, so we do a Sunday afternoon out in Los Angeles watching football, just Keyshawn and Keyshawn in the Valley, filled with Cougars. You would have loved this place. It was just Cougars everywhere. Cougars to the right, Cougars to the left. I was like, I felt, a little bit unsafe. They was all over me, but it was great. We had a good time. We had a good time. So that's what we do, man. It's a good time. And as you know, in this industry, I mean, it's a job, but at the same time, like half the time you don't feel like you're working, and that's when you're doing something right. When it's just fun. You know what I mean? So glad to link up with you guys, and it should be fun, man.
Greatly appreciate it. We were actually just out in California not long ago, and we got like our first real taste of like what it was like to be in the industry. Like I said, we're just about a year old, and when we first started this, we were like on a couch, like in the basement, just like, let's just see what happens. Like we feel like we're really knowledgeable. And then it just like started to like kind of like blossom. And we got this opportunity to go and interview 40 rookies at the NFL Players Association Rookie Premiere.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, again, it went from being on a couch to like the opportunity again to be in the same hotel as Kyler Murray. I mean, David Montgomery. Like again, the list goes on. 40 of these guys. Wait,
you were in the same hotel room with them? Y'all spend the night?
I
mean, I'm learning.
I got the whole phone.
Hey, whatever it takes to work your way to the top, man.
Like, see, you better be careful, man.
Listen, that is awesome. So sometimes that's how it starts. Humble beginnings. But, and I checked you guys out some and did some like, all right, look at these guys. They grinding, and I like that. You know what I mean? So who knows where you'll be a year from now and a year from then. But next time you're in Cali, make sure you hit me up, man.
We will. Yeah, that's actually what I was going to say. I was like, next time, we're out there, we're looking at trying to do that again next year because they liked us. So, we'll try and link up.
Okay. That's what's up.
You're also a cigar enthusiast.
Yeah.
funny story about our company. The night that the pack to create the company and the brand and everything was created, we had killed I think 2 bottles of rum, and we didn't even realize. And
Some rum.
this is a lot. And then you came downstairs and you had that cigar, and we lit it.
That time. It was
Yeah.
you know, there's just a time and place to have it. And just,
Sure.
He was
enjoy.
he's in like this robe, and he's like, man, he was like, we just gotta figure out something. He's like, I don't want to keep working in corporate America. I just can't keep doing this. Like, I'm getting yelled at all the time. And then that's when it just hit. Like, we took like that first hit, like that first puff, and it was like a Cuban that you had brought back.
Yeah.
And then
just went on a cruise, got the chance to bring a couple back. So I was like, this is a good time. I'm gonna bust this out for us.
yes,
Okay.
and I have been looking at trying to get you on the show for so long since that story. I was like, that's the universe. So I just wanted to tell you about that.
Okay.
And this is a milestone
Yes,
for us.
it
So
is.
we appreciate you being on.
It's funny. Got a lot of cigar stories. Keyshawn, like Mike Dickett had a cigar party every Super Bowl. One thing you guys got to do when the Super Bowl's in Miami this year, you got to get out there for the week of. Forget the game. The game's boring to me in person. Like, go to a party. But do like a Wednesday through Friday. And Mike Dick will have a cigar party. And, and obviously in Miami, you'll run across a lot of Cubans. But you got to get out there if you guys are trying to branch out. Get out. It's in Miami this year, but the week of, like Wednesday to Friday, get yourself in the radio row, little meal pass, and you'll sit and all the people are just not just rookies. Everyone's out there, man. But the cigar parties and stuff like that, I got a ton of cigar stories. Some I can tell on the air, some I can't, but I love my cigars.
Give us one that can be done on air.
One that can be done. So one Super Bowl, I don't know if you know Rocky Patel. He one of the cigar makers. It was in Miami years ago. He had wasn't it at the Playboy match? It might have been a Playboy party. So it was that night. And he was there and he had his own booth set up and he had these cigars that he was, kind of giving out. He was just started. Well, in my sports coat, I had one of his own cigars that I had from home. And I was like, hey, man, Rocky, good to meet you. And I showed him his own cigar and his eyes lit up. He reaches into his sport coat, gives me a handful of stuff, not even on the market, and that was his own brand, because he was just so impressed that I knew who he was. Two, that I had one of his cigars already. So, I mean, great stories like that. And always, if there's a female trying to learn about cigars and get into cigar smoking, take some time out of your day and take them to a nice little cigar spot and go ahead and show them how to smoke a cigar. They'll always appreciate
I love it.
Advice by Raj. I love it.
Sign us up for the Ditka party. I mean, that's got me as a Bears fan, as a cigar. Like that's got me in all types of ways.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're a Bears guy. Speaking of your Bears, how you think you guys going to do tonight, man? You got national TV. You got the night all to yourself. I
was just about to get into the pick'ems.
Look, they beat you 5 out of the last 6 times. I mean, I know y'all favorite, but you nervous over there, ain't you?
I've been sweating. I've been sweating all day, man. That's what I've been telling everybody is I'm gonna pick the Bears. Straight up, Bears are winning this one. I'm feeling it, but that bad man Aaron Rodgers always makes me so nervous. Like it doesn't matter the situation. It doesn't. He makes me nervous.
Aaron Rodgers is 8-3 opening up the season.
Aaron Rodgers is like it's just he plays the Bears so well. He plays the whole NFC North so well.
Here's what I want to hit on, okay? That I think that a lot of people may be missing in this game. He doesn't have that same receiving core. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, he's got a lot of young guys.
He's got Devontae Adams. He got Devontae Adams and a bunch of second-year guys.
Right.
Exactly. Geronimo Allison, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Yeah.
I don't know how that ragtag type of receiving core is going to do up against the Bears defense. You're wearing the Eddie Jackson jersey.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I know for a fact that Eddie Jackson's going to go out there first play and punch Devontae Adams in the mouth.
And
first play.
I hope he does. I'm interested to see how Rodgers and LaFleur do together. If it comes down to a crunch time situation.
You hear about the audible?
2-minute things?
That's what we talked about a lot with Keyshawn today. So Keyshawn said what he's going to watch for is the first time Aaron tries to call an audible, or when they're on the sideline, watch the body language. If LaFleur is talking to him and Aaron Rodgers is nodding his head but has his back turned to him, he's telling him to get the F out of here. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he says that's the dynamic. That's the one dynamic he's going to look for tonight. One thing I'm looking for tonight, Aaron Jones. I thought they just underused him last year. He's like running back with 5.5 yards per carry, like with only 10 carries a game. That's what I would be fearful of if I'm a Bears defense. And the other thing with the Bears, I worry about a little. I think they had like a plus 12 turnover ratio last year. That's hard to maintain year to year. So when that comes down, wins come down a little. So I don't think the Bears are going 12-4. But tonight's game is going to be an intriguing look, with your defense or Raekwon, another year in, and how Matt LaFleur and then Rodgers look together. I mean, that dynamic is going to be fascinating. But I don't know if it makes it feel any better, but I think the Bears should win this game.
Should they? Again, Rodgers is a scary dude.
Rodgers is the guy. Like, you can say he's the best quarterback of all time. You can put stats, you can put rings, but if I'm in the park on it's Thanksgiving Day and we just got a team and I got one quarterback, I went back there like messing around, improvising, it's Aaron Rodgers, man. Making me throw like in the history. That he's that guy, man. He scares me. And of course, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I have bad history with Aaron Rodgers with the ball in his hand in the games, beginning of games. Like, it don't matter. Like, this is who's gonna beat. So the year that Dez, he touchdown, no touchdown, I was like, it don't matter. There's time on the clock, and we got Orlando Scandrick and Brandon Carr as our cornerbacks, and Aaron Rodgers is going to have the ball. They're going to win. That doesn't even bother me. I don't lose sleep on that play. So I'm scared of Aaron Rodgers too.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm a Redskins fan. I'm scared of Aaron Rodgers too. I have an Aaron Rodgers horror story. 2015.
Well, it's not in the playoffs, obviously. You guys don't make the playoffs, but go ahead.
2015, we were in.
You going back. Okay.
We were
BBB
in,
days.
and Aaron Rodgers chucked it up with 8 seconds left on the clock.
He's got to rewind.
Hail Mary.
About playoffs for the Reds. Yeah.
Sorry. He's a bad man.
Sorry.
He's a bad man. Look, I stay true. It's DC or nothing. DC, when I'm home, get the Mambo sauce wings ready for me. Raj, if you haven't been to the East Coast, if you haven't been to DC and have Mambo sauce, just don't wear the Cowboys jersey, but definitely get some Mambo sauce.
I will check it out. That's good knowledge right there. Good knowledge.
Most certainly. What is the next game that we have up, Ty?
Yeah, let's get it. So, starting off, at least one of the 11 o'clock games is going to be Chiefs down in Duval going to see the Jags.
Yes.
That's an interesting game, obviously. I thought last year the Jaguars, I was wrong on this. I thought with that defense, I thought they were ready to take a next step, maybe not next step being a Super Bowl type thing, but at least, repeat some of the success they had the previous year. I didn't know what was going on with Fournette. That was a weird situation. Apparently, he spent like 30 days in the woods this summer, and he's a different guy. So, hey, who knows how that went?
Fournette has hands really quick. I just want to put that out there. Like, Fournette has hands. Like, I was watching highlights yesterday, studying film. And I was rewatching where him and the dude from the Bills, they got the scuffling. Fournette's the new Tyson. Look out.
Okay. Right. I didn't know that. But yeah, this is an intriguing one, obviously. I know it's a big point spread. It's not that big, but I think it's like 4.5 points or something like that. But I see the Jags covering perhaps, but I just don't think they can keep up with the firepower of the Chiefs. I don't expect Mahomes to throw 50 touchdowns again, obviously, but they got the weapons. McCoy's going to fit into the system fine. Still got Damian Williams, and then they made additions on defense as well. The Chiefs did. So
Byron Matthew,
yeah, and then Clark. They got Clark again. They had a high turnover ratio too last year, but I think they'll win this game. It'll be a fun game to watch. What folds are we going to get? Are we going to get the Eagle Hero folds, or are we going to get you turn back into a pumpkin folds? Keyshawn thinks they'll turn back into a pumpkin. Yep. I think maybe somewhere in between, but it got to be better than what they had, obviously. So
tell Keyshawn that's the power of the Johnsons. Tell him Robbie said that's the power of the Johnsons, man.
Okay, all right. I'm talking Johnsons. All right, well,
that's the power of us, man. Look, I agree. Nick Foles turns back into a pumpkin. The Chiefs come out and completely annihilate in this game. Who are you going to stop?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about annihilate. I feel like if I'm thinking about this game, I feel like it'll be a decent first half. I feel like we're gonna watch this first half and kind of be like, dang, like the Jags are decent. They look pretty good. And then I feel like the second half, Mahomes is just gonna come out firing, and Andy Reid's going to open the playbook up. And
I don't think so.
How many times do you think they'll punt? How many times do you think? Like, I think the only chance the Jags have are forcing turnovers, but I just don't think you'll know the Chiefs punter's name by the end of this game. You know what I mean? It's one of those kind of games where I just don't see them necessarily punting much.
I feel like it'll be like 2 times. Like,
hey, my
two,
Boston
maybe 3
division
times.
dropping $1.99. Appreciate the dono, buddy.
That's what's up. Keep it going, guys.
With that Chiefs game too, though, I want to elaborate on what Raj just mentioned. The only opportunity is the Jaguars creating turnovers. I don't think that Jalen Ramsey against this high-power offense, AJ Boye against this high-power offense, can lock down these guys. Because guess if there's any game that you could be happy that you had Travis Kelce on your fantasy team, it's this one. It's this one.
It's all of them, but I mean, yeah.
The middle is absolutely going to be attacked. Listen, you know I play flag now on Saturdays. Used to be Sundays. Whenever teams match up and they realize that when we go with our fastest guys on the outside, when it's me and my homie AD, what did they do? Our quarterback now is adjust and he throws to our tight end. He hits the middle. That's going to happen in this game all day. I see it already. Travis Kelce time.
So everyone's taking the Chiefs in on that.
Yeah. Solid first 2 starts. Bears, Chiefs. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this.
Now this is one we're not all going to agree on.
This game I am honestly extremely just ready and interested for. This is going to be another one. Like, I'm as excited Bears Packers as I am for the Falcons and Vikings to play in Minnesota. But I think this is going to be a high-powered game, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
I think the Vikings. I was just talking to a Bears fan at work. Actually, our boss is a Bears fan, and I think the Vikings. For one, I think they're going to win the NFC North. Sorry about that. But I think low-key, they still got that defense from last year. Mike Williams, the rookie first-round pick who was injured last year, he'll be back. Dalvin Cook, if he can stay healthy, they're running back. Then you got, of course, Thielen and Diggs on the outside. You got a capable quarterback. I think the Vikings, this game, I think they will win this game. I think they'll cover this game. And I think midway through the season, maybe 6 games in, we'll be talking about like a 5-1, 4-2 Vikings team that not many people are talking about. Health permitting, I think they're a sneaky team in the NFC. So I got them winning this game and covering.
I like that.
Appreciate it, BKB. Thank you for the $3. And trust me, we got you guys. We're going to keep on giving you guys the quality content that you enjoy. Ty, I'm excited to hear yours.
Yeah. I mean, I agree that the Vikings are not just going to be a rollover team. I mean, again, I'm scared of the Packers because of Aaron Rodgers, not a whole lot of other people on the team. Yes, again, we talked about Jones, but the Vikings do have a lot of weapons, and I agree that Cook could absolutely have a great bounce back year if his health does permit that.
Yes.
The Falcons, though, have been banged up and injured the last couple of years. I mean, they've had a quarter of the amount of defense that they're used to, and some of the young guys that make those big plays. I mean, Jones back there, all these guys. So I think this is kind of a time for them to follow in what Dan Quinn says and bring that defense. At least, again, I like that. I think the Vikings put up points. I think both these offenses put up points.
This is going to be a shootout.
But I think that I'm going with Atlanta just because I think Julio and Matt Ryan are ready. Julio is ready to continue proving that he is one of the top receivers. And I think the defense comes back together, being healthy, and does well. I'm interested to see how the Vikings offense does, though.
Yeah. Well, it makes me feel better. Keyshawn had the Falcons as his 5th or 6th best team in the league starting the season. So he's high on the Falcons for reasons that you said as well.
Yeah,
he would do that, being that Julio was there and he's a receiver. I see the receiver love. You don't see the receiver love in that take, Raj?
Well,
come on.
He does love Julio. We argue on if he's the best receiver in the league or not, which I say no. But he did mention some of the health of the defense coming back. We haven't seen it under the new coordinator, though, with the offense and Matt Ryan. So there's still some things to be said for me, or things to be seen, excuse me.
Sure.
I'm going 24-21 in this game.
I knew you were going to say something real close like that.
Low scoring.
It's going to be the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, Adam Thielen, they connect all day. All day.
Okay.
I have Diggs. I don't feel like there's going to be like a Diggs connection here, but I do have the Vikings winning nonetheless. Once again, going with the Atlanta defense with Vic Beasley coming back off of injury and a few other key pieces, we don't know exactly what they're going to be, and I feel like you can pass on this on this defense. Until I'm proven wrong, I'm sticking with that. Now, this is a high-octane Atlanta offense. And I know that a lot of the guys on that Atlanta offense are going to be pissed at me, and I'm okay with it. I'm sorry, Sanu. I'm sorry. Um, but it is what it is. I don't think that I just feel like it's going to be a minute before we see Atlanta get back to what they were before they blew that lead in the Super Bowl.
Oh, geez.
Yeah,
Going to the Super Bowl? No, this is going to be a game of watching injuries. Again, I mean, Cook is absolutely who I'm trying to watch and see how he does, making his cuts, cut back, how many chances they're going to give him off the bat. Sure. One of the guys we got a chance to interview, Alex Madison is now there. Yep. I don't expect him to take a lot of carries.
And Irv Smith.
Yeah. We'll see. And then again, Atlanta's defense, just in general, there's a lot of key pieces. I want to see how they play, things like that, what they picked up on. So this is going to be a good game to watch.
Okay.
Yo, really quick, a fan has a question for you, Raj.
Talk to me.
Raj, what's your opinion on the Patriots getting back to the Super Bowl?
Man, I feel like it's a broken record. Anytime you think we've seen the last of it, or, like my man Max said, he thought, Brady would fall off of a cliff. We keep waiting for it, and it doesn't seem to happen. And then people are pointing to Gronk retiring. Well, they won the Super Bowl without Gronk. He missed that game. Right. They've gone through stretches of the season without Gronk. It doesn't seem to affect them. They just find a way. I don't know if it's a Brady, if it's a Belichick, if it's both, whatever it is, that formula that they have, always trading down, just getting players, you buy into the system. I would like to see the Chiefs get over the hump against them personally as a fan, but would I bet against it? And they're going to win their division. They'll have a hiccup, so that'll be 5 wins out of 6 in their division. That's happening, even though I think Buffalo has improved. I just see them making it back to the AFC Championship game. Even if it's not in Foxborough, doesn't mean they can't win on the road. No. With Luck being out, that takes out one of the contenders,
Yeah.
Houston, I just don't. I mean, it's nice getting the offensive line help, but I just, overall, I don't see them beating the Patriots in the playoff game. So what's my opinion on it? I would like to see the Chiefs in there, but I would not bet on it. If I had to bet on it, I would bet the Patriots just go again.
Really quick,
absolutely.
The person that asked the question, that's our Boston division. I just want to point out to especially the fans that have been, coming back in and out. That's why Bobby gets muted every Friday night during Rumboyz After Dark. Like, that is exactly why we mute him, because he always finds a way to take the conversation and bring it back to Boston.
And he has the opportunity to do that. Like, nobody can, when he tries to talk like all that crap about football, like he can hit me with a double doink. He can hit him with when's the last time the Redskins were in the playoffs? Like,
no, but when it comes to basketball, I'll shut him up real quick, because in Lakers next game, Titans, Browns, Mike Vrabel as a head coach for the Titans, but Titans really don't have a QB situation.
Who's your quarterback? Yeah.
Raj, what are your thoughts? I think you already know.
I was the headband, I'll call him. The headband I've been a fan of since college. I don't watch much college, I'll admit that. But I saw this guy with the headband leading the troops, and Keyshawn would tell me, no, he's too small to be the number 1 pick. So look at his accuracy, and he wears a headband, man. Like, I like guys who just wear the headband. So I'm a big fan. I know, they brought Odell over, and I know with the new coach, or not new coaching, but he was there last year. Once Kitchens took over, I look at that. That's what I look at with the headband and Baker Mayfield. And once Kitchens took over, I'm looking at that going forward. I'm a believer in the Browns. I've seen enough of Mariota to know that's not it. You would hate to be the Titans and be like, okay, we used the number 2 overall pick, years ago, and now we're not going to give him a second contract. But I can't do it, man. I can't give that dude a second contract. I just can't. Corey Davis, this will be his 3rd year, I believe, and we still waiting, for him to take the next step. I do like Derrick Henry. I like what he did at the end of last year, but at home, Brown fans going to be pumped up in that environment. The dog pound's going to be going off. Browns has a decent turnover ratio, which I think can get better. I think they were a +7 or something last year. I think it'll get even better. So I like the Browns to win this game easily. I think Tennessee is going to be the worst team in that division, but their defense ain't going to make them be the worst in that division, but not the worst in the AFC. They're a decent defense, but I think the Browns are going to be hype, play off the emotion. You saw what Baker was saying against them, which might not be good. Give the Titans bulletin board material. He said something about our guys, our receivers, if they get matched up 1-on-1, they should be licking their chops against Tennessee.
Yo.
He said this. So I like that. I like, oh, come on, man. So anyway, I think the Browns win that game. I'm a believer on it. I picked them in the over for the win total last year. They hit on it, obviously. I think they can do it again. I know they're going to have a target on my back. That's the only thing that concerns me. All the national games, last year they won like I said, they snuck up on people because they played well. But this year, everyone knows you get a lot of hype. You're a trendy little pick, so they got to be careful of that. But for this game, I think they'll win.
Yeah, I think they'll win. I'm all down right now to just like completely piss off Catfish Billy, our homie Chill Will, aka Baby Wop.
I know.
Yeah. Will, this one goes out to you, homie. Your Titans are gonna lose this Sunday, and you are gonna tune into NFL Rum Zone here on our channel, and you're gonna catch me call every single touchdown and every single point that Baker and Odell put up against you in our matchup, and it's gonna be great because I'm gonna make you cry 2 times.
Ooh.
Yeah, I can't disagree with it. I mean, again, I don't see the Browns as I see them almost like the Texans, like season-wise, where playoff contender most likely, probably could win their division depending on how the Steelers and Ravens end up here towards the middle of the season. But I don't see them as a major contender. Again, the Chiefs and the Patriots are my guys to go far in the AFC. But I do think they have a great season. And again, I don't think this is a hard win for them. First game in Cleveland of the year. Again, this place is going to be absolutely packed. It is going to be loud. It is going to be ridiculous. And I like the Browns defense. I am high on the Browns defense. I think they have a great game and kind of show what we think they could in this game.
Yeah, that'll be great. I can't wait to see them in the Rams matchup. I think it's week 3 on like a Thursday night, Sunday night. Like that's going to be all right. Well, how good are you? We'll see about that.
Yeah, that's going to be when we find out who's real out there. So
lights, camera, action for that one. Bills, Jets, splitting hairs here.
Splitting hairs. Bills, for me, are one of the teams that I'm actually excited about. I believe Josh Allen. I think his little way of playing. I know he's not the most accurate quarterback, but he gets it done with a good mixture of feet. Much more athletic than I think any of us thought he was last year. What I got to see, like the defense still. These division matchup. I know Sam Darnold's there. I'm just not in love with it. Either receiving core isn't that good, but I think the Bills will do well. I think they'll win this game. It's in New York, right? Well, obviously it's in New York, but it's with the Jet Stadium. But I think the Bills can go on the road. So I'm going to pick an upset here. I think the Bills can win this game. That's what I'm going for.
I'm taking the Bills. I just feel like the defense is just going to overwhelm the hell out the Jets. And Le'Veon hasn't seen a loaded box in so long that like the Bills are just going to eat off of that. Like they love that. That defense loves that. Forcing Sam Darnold to throw against them. If you have the Bills fantasy-wise this week, you might have a come up. You might have a sneaky come up. Like if I were to look at my crystal ball here really quick, let me check.
Check it out.
It's a come up.
Like I'm going the opposite. I'm gonna be the guy to take the Jets here. I think this is a Le'Veon statement game. I think he has to look at the guys in the box and expect it and be like, I got to prove myself here. Yeah, I don't think he goes for 200-something yards. I mean, maybe total, depending on how it goes, like receiving and running. But I think he has a good game. Sam Darnold showed a lot of improvement in the last couple of weeks, 4 or 5 weeks of last season. Not that I expect him to come out and just be hardcore throwing like that, but I also like the Jets defense. I'm not number one high on that defense as where I'm like, you need to go get them in fantasy. You need to go get them. Right. But there are a lot
Jamal
of young
Evans is nice.
Jamal Adams,
Or Adams.
Jamal Adams. Again,
both teams have a good defense. It'll probably be one of the lowest over-unders of the week, because of the both defenses, as you guys have mentioned. But you like the Jets as well? Or you like their defense, I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah, again, not anything I'm like, yo, you need to go get these guys in fantasy, but I think that they're going to come along throughout the season. And again, I like some of these young guys that they put together. And I think this is kind of a big game for both sides to prove, again, that the Bills are a much improved team and coming this year. But again, that the Jets are making use of some of the new things that they're bringing in. Darnold, Le'Veon, Williams, things like that.
I have no faith in the Jets, but I respect it.
We gotta disagree on one take here.
I know
that.
I get you.
I like the Jets.
But we're gonna speed this one up here. Here's one that we can all agree on. Ravens, Dolphins.
Obviously, the Dolphins don't have to tell us. They did say they're not tanking, but come on, we know that they're tanking. Interesting thing with the Ravens. This game, obviously, you're not spending much. We're all going to agree on it. They did well with Lamar last year. There was only one team that got a second look at them, and that was at the Los Angeles Chargers, excuse me. And they got it in the playoffs. I think, like the Wildcat, like the run and shoot way back then, first look at something can be a little difficult. So everyone only saw Lamar once. The Chargers got a second look and shut that crap down for most of the game until the end. The desperation part.
He's in the backfield. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this game, obviously, they're going to romp, I believe, but I think they'll have trouble in the division. I thought somebody picking them to win a division, the AFC North. I don't think they can because Pittsburgh and Cleveland, they'll get another look at it. And Cincinnati, and they're okay. We've seen this. We know what to do with it. There's only so much you can do when your quarterback can't throw over 20 yards. I'm sorry. So you just know how to defend it the second time around. But this game, yeah, they romp. I'm sure we all agree on that.
Yeah,
I'm with that
absolutely.
one. NFC East showdown.
Oh man, here we go.
Redskins, HTTR, baby. HTTR. I'm sorry, Rod.
But you play Philly.
But we play the Eagles. I don't care what anyone else on this show says. The burgundy and gold. I'm rocking with the Skins. Case Keenum, find a way to get it done. Darius Geis, you're getting the start. Darius, I have been retweeting you, tweeting you all off season. Been showing that support. Just get it done, young brother. And somehow find a receiver. Find a number one receiver. I don't care how we do it. Find a number one receiver.
Wow. So you're taking the win, not the cover.
Nope. Yep. Just completely taking the win. We just need to win. I know that it's going to be tough for us, and it's going to be cringeworthy for me to sit back and watch and also call that game.
I'll allow you to do this because it's week one. I'll allow you to do this because it's week one. This is the I will let you pick your Redskins.
Oh, don't worry. Eventually, I will hit my breakdown. Like remember last year,
and then you're going to be like Redskins lose.
Remember last year, like I was like, we're fine. Like Redskins, yeah, we got it. We're gonna go. Like and then the injury,
the wall, yeah.
Now I was about to say that usually it's a close game, but I think the last game last year in December it was 24-0 Eagles, and the Eagles have won 4 in a row against you guys. And despite those facts, you're going to stand by it. You're going to stand by the pick.
Sadly, he will. Sadly, he will.
Despite stats, this is one of those. I'm just not doing this. I can't do it. I can't do it, especially not with a Cowboys fan here on the show. I can't do it.
Despite being a Cowboy fan, I think Eagles. I think they're one of obviously the best team in. I think they'll win a division. The Eagles will. I wanted to say these games are usually close. I remember way back then it used to be, but
yes,
I don't know. Washington. I mean, who you going with? I mean, who's your quarterback? I like guys getting the lion's share of the carries if that's true. I think he comes back and gets that. But anyway, I think the Eagles win this one. It's in Philly. I think they should cover as well.
I know.
I agree. Any situation possible is against your Redskins. I'm sorry. Defensively, I'm going Philly. Offensively, I'm going Philly. Special teams, I'm going Philly.
I'm
home field advantage. Philly wins this one.
I know. Listen, I'm just gonna make sure that the fans know. Like I know what's gonna happen. I'm just not gonna speak it.
Okay. You're not going to speak it into existence.
Not for week one. Now, eventually, you guys will witness the deterioration of Robbie's confidence, and into which I only give you fantasy advice for the rest of the season. And we don't even talk about the Redskins on the show.
All right, fair enough.
That'll be a thing.
Now, next up is the Rams Panthers, and also with this simultaneously, Raj, there was a comment earlier that I made sure I just didn't show yet because I knew we were getting to it. What's your thoughts on Todd Gurley and the knee injuries, and who do you take in this game?
There's an old saying, where there's smoke, there's fire. And obviously I'm out here with the station of the Rams. I hear a lot. I got friends around the team. They'll say one thing kind of on the air, maybe a little something off. It is real. Okay. One thing with arthritis issues, it doesn't go away. All right. You can have a torn ACL. You can have a hamstring injury. Those heal. Those kind of go away. Arthritis issues do not go away. There's a reason they took Henderson high like that. We got Malcolm Brown there still. Now, doesn't mean Gurley's all of a sudden sorry, like he ain't good. No, it doesn't mean that. But don't expect 1,500 total yards. Don't however many he had last year. Don't expect the 13, 14 touchdowns. I think his workload will be dramatically increased, and that's a domino effect. I'm sorry. I think they have one of the best receiving cores in the league with Cooks, Woods, and Kupp. And Goff got his money. He's a capable quarterback in that system. I think he's very good, but to have them be, what did they go, 13-3 last year? Was that their record?
Yep.
I don't see them repeating that. They had a crazy stat too with the Rams. I think it was something like 71% of fumbles they recovered. You know what I mean? Just crazy luck.
Yeah. How many times can you do that again?
No, you won't do that again. And that was the highest rate, 71%, since like back with leather helmets or stuff like that. So this game's so the answer to the gentleman's question, the Todd Gurley issues are real. I'm sure in fantasy you guys have seen him slide. He was originally one of the big 3 or 4, even 5 maybe. That's fallen off. I think that's real. There's too much smoke this fire. That's it for this game. If I knew he was 100% healthy, I would go for the upset. It's not easy for a West Coast team to go there, and I think it's a 1 p.m. Eastern time start, so the body clock is really early for the Rams. McVay is real. He's a real coach. Their system is real. All that's legit. I just worry about, without 100% Todd Gurley, wrecking fear amongst everyone, how that'll play out. So I don't think they'll cover. I think the line is 3.5. I think the Rams win a close one, but I think it's going to be a very competitive game. And if Cam was 100% healthy, with DJ Moore there his second year, I think he'll bust out, obviously, McCaffrey. Their defense, if Kuechly doesn't get if he doesn't get a concussion, I mean, all the in there. I would pick him, but because of Cam, I question mark with Cam. Not only the boot he was in, but remember, he's coming off his shoulder surgery.
Shoulder.
It's like, so I think the Rams will win this one, but for their over-under for the season, they're not going to go 13-3 again.
I like that. Yeah. I like that. Really quick, shout out to Still 58 for the $20 dono. He said AB never plays a game for the Raiders.
That'll be classic.
That's not the worst take I've heard. That's not the worst take I've heard, honestly.
Hey, check out my take on Sportscaster earlier. No, I'm gonna agree. And I'm actually gonna simultaneously answer both. Deteriorating knees. We had spoke with the fantasy doctors and broke down, different players' injuries. And this is one injury with Gurley in a combination with the arthritis that is not going away anytime soon. Don't let anything fool you with this. This is going to be a different team. They're going to look a lot different. Maybe Henderson can come in and be the James Conner to Le'Veon Bell of what happened with the Steelers last year. Maybe that can happen for the Rams. I don't know. I met the guy, interviewed the guy, and he seems focused, locked in, and ready to go. So with that also being said, I am going to take the Rams. Maybe they just fall 2 games shy of last year's record.
I like that. I'm on the same page as you here. Carolina, if there were no injuries plaguing both sides of that team, I mean, absolutely, they could still be one of the better teams in the NFL, honestly. But again, we're nervous about Cam. And my biggest thing with Cam is I know injuries are a thing, but his attitude kind of worries me too. Playing a team like the Rams, if they go down 14 or 10 quick in the first half, Cam is not the run around having fun, handing the ball to like kids in the stands. Like Cam is nervous. I mean, like he doesn't look nervous. He's a big dude in the pocket, but he'll
be on the bench with the towel over his head. He'll sit on the bench with the towel on his head. He sulks. It's like you can tell the score as soon as you look at him.
Right, and it never gets better.
Y'all two are trying to make sure my ass has to sleep on the couch tonight.
Oh, sorry, Shauna. She's a Panthers fan. Sorry. Yeah, I didn't even put that one together. But honestly, I agree. I think the Panthers have a decent season. I do think in a very tough division, sadly, I think Atlanta and New Orleans definitely end up beating them out. So not a bad season by them, but just in a tough division, it's hard. It's again like the North. I mean, the Vikings could win it, the Bears could win it, and the Packers never seem to go away. So I'm taking the Rams in this one. I think this is maybe not an easy win for them, but I think they get a lead, and even if they give up a touchdown or two, I think they hold the lead and coast to it.
Appreciate the $50. Still 58
58. Still 58 putting in work. Look at you.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure that I make myself sleep on the couch anyways before we exit this one and get into the next team that we're all gonna easily agree on. And I am gonna simultaneously agree with Keyshawn Johnson in that you just want to side with Cam, but you can't. He doesn't give you those come from behind wins. This is gonna be a game where he's not gonna give it to you. I'm sorry, babe. I love you. I'll see you downstairs.
But the Panthers.
Colts Chargers, the next one that we're covering here.
This could have been such a good game 2 weeks ago. I said this yesterday. This would have been such a good game 2 weeks ago. It really would have. It really would have. Not that it won't be this time, but Andrew Luck just adds a whole new aspect to that team, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, it does. In Jacoby's defense, I know they brought up last time he was a starter. I believe he was named starter last time on like September 1st. It was like, Labor Day weekend or something that he finally got named a starter. So he really didn't have much time to prepare.
Right.
So this time around, he has more time to prepare. I was excited to see what Luck could do with T.Y. Hilton and Mack. Mack has finally emerged and things like that. But and you're right, not just missing Luck, we're missing another Pro Bowler in Gordon. That's not going to get done. I hear Chargers are not budging on what they're prepared to offer. But Chargers don't rely on him like, say, the Cowboys do Zeke. With Justin Jackson and Eckler back there, they'll move the ball. I'm a little concerned sometimes Chargers have slow starts. This seems like one of those games, where I don't know if the Colts can win. I will go for the upset. I think Jacoby having the whole time to sit there, and this time he's ready. And they're just it's like they got to rally now. You know what I mean? They feel like their guy, of course, they say all the right things, but he quit on them in a way. You know what I mean? Like, he did it for reasons, valid reasons. But in the locker room, the rally call is going to be, hey, it's us now. Sometimes that brings you together. And I think Jacoby knows this is his chance. Sure, he got his little extension, but hey, this is a chance. If he shows out, he could be in line for some real money down the line. So I just think the focus is there for this game. You start off, the Colts come together. They come to Los Angeles, stay out of the clubs. And I think they pull off an upset.
I love that. I love that.
I agree with everything about this except for the stay out the clubs part. We both know how hard that shit is. Deebo Samuel, I'm gonna be here. Us too.
Well,
just a quick nugget for if you're betting NBA, and let's say there's a good team that comes in town when they used to play when the Clippers were bad. Marcellus Wiley taught me this. If they have a day ahead, like on a Friday or Saturday night, and they're playing Clippers like a Saturday or Sunday, take the Clippers, because the other team is going, especially the Warriors. They would go out Friday, Saturday night, play the Clippers on a Sunday, and just either lose or would never cover. So that nugget's probably going now since the Clippers are good. But LA nightlife is real, especially if a team comes in Friday, Saturday.
Yeah. We found out the hard way.
It's real hard. Yeah. We gotta do interviews this morning. Let's see here. Bengals, Seahawks.
Well, who are you taking?
Seahawks.
You taking the Chargers then?
Oh yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. Yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. I didn't. Yeah, you're taking the Chargers, right?
No, yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. My last little thing on it is I feel like the Colts don't have anything to lose. Again, I mean, think about where we put them standing wise with Luck, and now where we're looking at it with Brissett. They don't have anything to lose. The Chargers are a team that a lot of people still expected to be a top playoff team in the AFC. Regardless, honestly, of Gordon, people are still looking at them as a double-digit win team. Right. So things to lose, things not to lose. I think this one still goes to the Chargers, but I think the Colts come out absolutely swinging.
Philip Rivers and his 13 kids can go pull that off.
I'm with it.
They're good. Bengals, Seahawks?
Yeah.
Hawks. DK is starting.
DK will be there. Do you guys interview him?
Yes. And if DK, you do not wear your Rumboyz shirt during pregame warmups, I'm going to be hurt. All right? And be upset.
Yeah, this one I think is one of the games that, the blowouts of the week in a way. I mean, it's just not being lazy and just saying, oh, it's the Seahawks at home. It's the 12th man in the Seahawks at home.
Yeah.
Gosh, I think just Carroll, you got Carson there, Penny, the defense obviously still solid. You just got Clowney now, right? And that's, that affects things. I mean, I think they put it on them. I think they get out, sometimes a little concerned to Russell Wilson's targets, but you say you got DK, and I know you got, what's my man's name on the other side? Lockett, Tyler Lockett. But I think this is a game that gets away from Cincinnati. With no AJ Green, all the focus is going to be on Boyd, our Ross and Tyler Boyd Ross, who's never really lived up to expectations. I do love Mixon. He's one of my favorite running backs in the league. But I just don't think they have enough to stay with. I think Chargers Seattle wins and covers in this game.
Yeah, Bengals, they don't even have an offensive line. They're steady losing offensive line, step by step by step by step, day by day. I don't like this team at all, and probably not for the next 5 years.
Oh wow. Look at you.
I don't know about the next 5 years. A lot of things can change very quickly. I mean, we've seen this has been a pretty wild offseason already, despite mostly being about Antonio Brown. But you can see teams change quick. But again, just from a depleted offensive stand, and I like Mixon too, but I feel like he's going to have a hard time at the beginning of the season until AJ Green gets back with just the amount of people they're going to put in the box to go at him. And I liked Andy Dalton a couple of years ago, and I don't know what happened, if it's just a confidence thing or what, but he has not been up to par with what I thought he was, at least when he first was coming into the league. So, I mean, I'm taking Seattle in an easy win for them here, especially at home. I mean,
the Red Rockets, the Red Dud now.
Yeah.
It's your turn. Giants, Cowboys
in Dallas.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it.
What?
I'm gonna take Dallas.
Oh, you took Dallas? Oh.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Smart man.
Hey, my dad would be proud. My dad would be proud of that one.
I am, even though I'm a Cowboy fan, I'm not a myopic Cowboy fan. I think on paper they have some of the best talent, offense and defensive wise, but the culture and Jason Garrett, until he's gone, they will be a 9-7, 10-6 team, and that's that. 9-7 doesn't even guarantee the playoffs. This game, of course, with Eli still there, and you got Barkley and Sterling Shepard as your lead receiver. I mean, defensively, I know they got Ogletree now. I don't see the Giants staying in this game. I know you're not going to get a full dose of Zeke, but you'll get enough of him. And the rookie, he did well. I don't know if you guys interview him. Tony.
Yep.
Yeah, he did well this offseason. The line is that Frederick is back. The security blanket, Witten's back. Dak obviously has something to prove. Oh, this sounds great. I mean, at home, they're actually not that good. The Cowboys aren't that good at home. It's weird. It's like the opposing team. They travel, and it's like come see Jerry's World. So I like when the Cowboys are on the road more than at home. But obviously, this is a game they should win. I think the line is still at 7 or so. I'm borderline on if they cover or not, but they should definitely win this game.
Yeah, no, I agree with it.
You don't have your number 2 weapon there in Golden Tate. That scares me. Like any faith that I had that I could have had in this team, it's dwindled because you don't have a second piece. You got Sterling Shepard, and he has a thumb issue.
Yeah, that's ugly.
Yeah, I agree with it.
Who are you going to pass the ball to? Evan Ingram? You would think that I'd be
Barkley out the backfield. That's it.
And I'm excited for that because I have Barkley, in one league. So don't get me wrong. But this is a team that Dallas is going to make one-dimensional. Leighton Vander Esch is going to be applying pressure on Eli Manning all day. My favorite thing to call during play-by-play is Eli Manning looking like a deer stuck in the headlights in the pass rush.
How many games for Eli until they make the change for you guys? Over under on games until you go to Daniel.
You want to go first?
I like 7.
7.
I'm going 5.
I like 7.
5.
Okay.
They got so much crap for taking Eli out before. Not that I think they're not expecting it and fans aren't expecting it, but
yeah, if you look into preseason, this time they set up like they have a successor this time, like a true one you can believe in. in the preseason, they played their offensive line starters more than any other team. And it was mainly when Daniel was in there, Daniel Jones. They set him up for success. So almost to prep everyone to get you excited for it. So when we do it, it's not like what are we doing? So
exactly.
If I would go under probably the 6 games, 5 is that's pretty short, but it could happen, a quick hook. But I say about 6 games because they set Daniel up for not only for success, but to take over and the fans be okay with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
My gosh.
I think this game is just about the running backs. Watching Saquon versus Zeke. Again, I agree that we probably won't see a whole lot of Zeke just based on him not being there, whatnot. But 60-70% of the Zeke that you're used to is still going to be explosive and fun to watch. So I think it's going to be a Zeke versus Barkley show mainly.
I'm going to go ahead and let you take that question there, Raj. In your opinion, is the Cowboys Super Bowl window closing or not?
No, they still got a young roster. You see, they've re-signed some key pieces. DeMarcus Lawrence. They signed Jalen Smith. You said Van Der Esch is still there. We got to sign Byron Jones, who Pro Football Focus had as the #1 cornerback. See, everyone focuses on the triplets on offense. I'm focused on that defense. And they're young. The window is not closed. But now Jason Garrett and his whole staff are on a 1-year deal. I tell you, if Jerry Jones resigns that boy, it's closed for however long they resign him. They will not win a Super Bowl as long as Jason Garrett is the head coach. So your question, I don't think they're a Super Bowl team this year. Talent-wise on paper, yes. But if they get a coach in there next year who's a credible coach and not going to be just a yes, sir to Jerry, they can win because the roster is young. And you see they got him under contract. The offensive line is still under contract. So, no, their window isn't closed, but it's with an asterisk. If you keep Jason Garrett, you might as well just shut it and just, winter's coming.
Love it.
I love that. Very thorough take because that's actually how I feel with the whole Jay Gruden situation. Like this year, I'm like, I want Jay Gruden gone. Like, I don't care if we tank. I want Jay Gruden gone.
Yeah.
By any means.
See, you're a real fan. You got to think big picture. You're a real fan. Like, dude, give me a 1-15 season. I'll take all the jokes you got. Just give me a good draft pick and a new coach. If you're that bad.
Raj, what people don't understand is that we're fans of NFC East teams. We're the only division. We're the only division where every single team has a Lombardi.
And they've got the most Lombardis. Yes, the most Lombardis combined. Yes.
So for us, we as fans, we've had to change the way that we used to think. Like, we can't think the way we used to think, back in the 90s and so on and so forth. Now it's, well, if we got to rebuild, we got to rebuild. It is what it is.
Keyshawn and I get in arguments because he's like, oh, Dak, you got to sign. I was like, Dak is an average quarterback to me. He's average. All right? I ain't mad at him. He's a nice game manager. He's a leader. He can win. I understand the way the game is. You have to pay him, but he ain't worth that money. He's like, but he got you to the second round. I was like, I'm a Cowboy fan. I don't give a damn about the second round. I'm Super Bowls or we out. You know what I'm saying? And so that doesn't mean anything. So that's how the EFC thinks there, Ty.
Keyshawn loves Dak, by the way. It's hilarious. I'm like,
I don't get it.
Why? I can't.
We were arguing that he wasn't worth the $30 million up front, let alone another 10 on top of that thing.
No.
Like, we were like, yo, like, honestly, if it's over 26 mil, I'll be visibly upset. Like, 20.
Yeah, and I'm a fan of the Cowboys. I completely agree. He's an average quarterback, and that's okay. You know what I mean?
Game manager.
With that team and all that other stuff around him, you can win with an average quarterback there, but you don't have to pay him $30 million a year.
Right.
Tree, it is what it is. It's analytics. It is what it is. I have no faith in the Giants. Don't make troll accounts with me. Don't do that. Even though it's hilarious. 49ers, Buccaneers. The curse of Kira is still upon Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh.
So I'm taking Tampa Bay.
That's your reason?
Yeah. No, that's for real my reason. Like, dude, he has not been the same. He's done nothing. When we saw him in the preseason, and we covered him during the preseason, the amount of picks that I saw, like, you should not have that little reps and that many picks. That makes 0 sense to me.
Yeah, I agree.
And hold on, really quick. The controversy coming before you even made that preseason start was you threw 5 in practice the day before.
He threw 5, and then he said he's throwing in the coverage in the preseason on purpose. Like they had that quote last week, I believe, Garoppolo. But
I'm not buying that.
We spoke of Mariota earlier, and this is obviously #1 pick in that same draft. James is his last chance to new head coach in Arians. I mean, and Big Bruce coming to town, last shot. I just talked about Dak as being physically, Jameis is better. bigger arm, stronger, more accurate. But I said one thing Dak does: leader, game manager, things like that. Jameis is so lacking on that he can keep the opposing team in any game. You know what I mean? But I still feel he has the raw tools and some weapons around him. OJ Howard, Mike Evans, Barber isn't much to speak of, but I think they can out ugly the 49ers. I think it'll be a bit of an ugly game. Combined, these two had minus 43 turnover ratio last year.
Yes, I did. Yes, I do know that. Yeah.
So anyway, I think it's going to be a somewhat ugly game to watch, but I think Jameis has raw skills to win this game at home. And I guess if you force me, I guess I'll take the Buccaneers.
Yeah. Like, do I have to make a pick for this one? Can I just like mutually be like, whatever?
Can they both lose? No, we can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I guess maybe just to not agree with everything you guys say. I mean, I'm kind of 50-50 on both. I like the Niners. I think Jimmy G, again, for the idea of having to prove things, he has a lot to prove after everything we just said, all these interceptions. I do think his game is either like 2 touchdowns in a good game or like absolutely terrible. I see no middle in Jimmy G's game right now.
Cursed.
And I think the Bucs have improved on defense. Draft-wise, they did pretty well to go get some defenders, but I mean, I like the Niners in this one. I don't really know why. This game is kind of one of those
he's cursed. It's like in Space Jam when like the Monstars like sucked away their talent. That's what happened when he did that. His talent got sucked away and it's gone forever.
Make a football version.
Gridiron Heights. Make that a cartoon. Jimmy G's curse.
There you go.
Lions Cardinals.
I'm actually intrigued by this for the obvious reasons. Not only Cliff Kingsbury, but I want to see, Kyler Murray. I mean, I want to see this air raid, which has never been done in the NFL. He claims, and we talked about on the show today, you ain't seen anything yet, that he's going to unleash this offense now. I want to see what it looks like. I am very curious. I want to see the first time if Kyler either takes a hit or can get away from the hit, I want to see, are they really going to go empty backfield? I want to see, are you really going to be in shotgun the whole time? I mean, on 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, are you really going to be just back there in shotgun? Like, I'm intrigued with this game in a way more than any game on the docket, because I like new places, new faces. And so obviously we have 2 of them with Arizona. But in terms of who can win this game, Detroit, you better not go there and lose this game. Having said all that, what I mean? Detroit is bad. I don't have expectations for Detroit or anything, but Patricia better get these guys up and running and ready for this game. He seems like the type of Patricia that would just licking his chop. Well, what kind of offense you think you got? They're gonna just, I think, play dirty with them, physical, and I think Detroit will win this game.
I was about to say, I'm taking Detroit, and I'm gonna also toss in a bold prediction for our rookies. T.J. Hockenson gets a touchdown this game.
The tight end, you got him?
Okay. Yep. T.J. Hockenson. When this dude stepped in the room and I saw him, I was like, holy shit, you're big. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
Like, tall as it. Like, he looked like he ate sequoia trees for breakfast. With that being said, and also the way that he broke down when we asked him, could you explain to us, the evolution of the tight end position, what he broke down of what it means to him, and how he's truly locked in and understands it. And when you look at the progression of film and how the position has changed and how he broke it down and how he understands his role in today's NFL, that gives me full confidence that he's going to be probably maybe the next Tony G as long as injuries don't plague him. If he's a healthy guy, his career, I think we could be looking at the Tony G.
Okay. All right. Who you got, Tom?
That's a major prediction right there. But I mean, I feel like I like Stafford throwing to the tight end. I do like that. Stafford has no problem just stepping back and throwing the ball down the field. I think this is just going to be an intriguing game again, like you said, because we have a lot of guys that we got the chance to sit down with in this game, and we'll get the chance to start. The Cardinals are pretty much overhauling the offense in a way, besides David Johnson and Larry Fitzgerald.
Yep.
But I think I'm gonna go with the Lions, just again for the fact that they all have been together. It's you're not trying to put pieces together. I get that Kingsbury has known Kyler They all have kind of come together. Again, we saw a lot of them actually even sitting together, eating lunch together, already going to the beach and practicing before putting pads on. So I get that they have a good chemistry from what it seems like, but I think the Lions are ready for this game, and I think Stafford is going to have no problem throwing on the Cardinals defense that is kind of depleted as we go.
All right. I'm with that. With that. The one that everyone's been waiting for, like people started throwing money over this game. And then after this one, we got 2 more left. We were going to get into your Monday night primetime games for you guys. Steelers, Patriots. Ooh. Raj, the fans have been fighting in the chat about this one. I've had to not display certain comments on the screen.
Well, if we can do a live locker room cam to the Steelers right now, it would look like this as they read Antonio Brown stuff.
Yeah.
But having said that, they still have to go on the field and play. The Pats have won 4 out of the last 5. I just think there's something Tomlin, as hype as he wants them to get, he looks over there and sees Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick just simply out-schemes them every time.
Yes.
I'm not concerned with the loss of Gronk. They've been there. They've done that. They know that. It's like it doesn't matter. As long as Belichick and Brady are there, I think they're 5.5-point favorites. So my real question is, can Tomlin go in here and cover? It's in New England. It's going to be late. I know it's not going to be cold or anything, but I like Brady and company to get it done. Again, I mean, I would, again, my heart would like to see the Steelers win. That's how I'll be rooting for heart-wise, but we're talking like, hey, what are facts and who we bet on? And I think the Patriots will win this game. I want to see Big Ben and company do it. I know the one game Juju played last year when Antonio Brown was suspended, the game they needed, or when they set him out. Yeah, like 40 yards receiving. So it's different when you're the focal point. So this is another game that's going to be focal point, but obviously they had a whole offseason to prepare this time. So that concerns me a little. I need to see it done. I know fantasy-wise it looks great. I love Juju. He's one of my keepers in one of my leagues, But I got to see it done as you're the number one. It's different when everyone's focused on you, bro. It's different when that coverage rolls over your way. You know what I mean? Different when that top cornerback is on you. So I want to see that before I can really bank on that they can do something special. And I think it would be somewhat special for them to go in New England on Sunday night and win. So I have to take New England Patriots.
I love that.
I want to know if your take is just going to be to piss someone off before I say if you go first or not.
Is it funny that I almost want to do that just to do it? But
I want you.
All right, go. Just go. Just do yours.
So I'm going to take the Patriots as well, just because it's the GOAT, Brady. There's really not much to say. He's going to find a way to fit the ball into the tight windows to make it happen. I know that the Steelers did just give Joe Hayden a little bit more extra money, but nonetheless, I don't think that's enough to stop any of the Patriots receivers, because with the Patriots receivers, you don't have to know their names. They're going to go out there and they're going to strike on you at any moment. Demaryius Thomas is going to probably open up, in the words of Bobby Boucher, a can of whoop-ass on them for sure. So that's where I'm at, but I do have this a close game, 3-point spread. Boogie, take it away.
I like my man Raj here going with a lot of upsets. I'm gonna take the upset. I do. I think Pittsburgh holds it down. Again, you said they finally have had the chance to have the offseason, and they have been as good as they have been with a nut job in the locker room the last year and a half.
Yep.
All I have heard and all I have said is their locker room is coming together. They are feeling themselves. They are happy. They're enjoying it. Juju doesn't have this monkey on his back who is Antonio Brown during the offseason now to, take stabs at him for no reason. In my opinion, Juju didn't do anything wrong. James Conner now knows it's not a Le'Veon situation where, hey, man, like our running back didn't come back. You're going to start. Is that cool? Like he's had a year to actually do what he has to do, prepare for that starting role. And there's a lot of different moving parts now on the Patriots offense. I mean, again, I agree. It's the Patriots somehow, some way. They always seem to get it done. But I think Pittsburgh ends up holding it down here and shocks everybody, wins it by like 7 in Foxborough.
I like
Treat
that.
said, Ty, you're not picking March Madness.
I won March Madness.
You did, because you did pick upsets. You got love. It's okay.
Yeah, I won March Madness.
It's messed up because I'm the show's college analyst.
I watched a lot of college basketball, and I won March Madness. It was fantastic.
Good for you. Good for you.
Let's see here. Monday night. 2 games to open up the season.
This first game.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah.
Texans and Saints.
Oh, you made me think it's not.
Don't do that.
Oh.
Raj, what do you got? See,
Oh,
Raj is like, Raj clearly just found that we live in Colorado when you just said the snow part.
He was like,
oh, that happens?
yeah. I don't even own a jacket, so I'll tell you that right there.
one day. Yeah.
What you got?
Guys, we spoke of upsets, and I like Houston to win this game. I really do.
Ooh, baby.
I know it's New Orleans. I know Drew Brees, and they've been protecting Drew the last few years, as you know, throwing less and less. And you see at the end of the year, it's a little that fastball lost a couple miles per hour towards the end of the year. Same with him and Rivers. If you watch during playoffs or like weeks 16, 17 playoffs, I think Texans can come in and win this game. I like getting help on the offensive line like they did. DeAndre Hopkins is my number 1 receiver in the league, and obviously he's going to Michael Thomas, another great receiver. But I think sometimes it takes New Orleans a minute to get going. I know they only lost 2 or 3 games last year, but I think this is a game the Houston Texans can go in and win. Not saying Texans going to be like a factor in AFC or anything like they're but this is the type of game I think they'll go in Monday night, get hyped, go on the road. They know all the cameras are on them. I love Deshaun. It's unfortunate what happened to Lamar. They lost their running back, but
Duke is going to be a good supplement, though. Duke is going to be very good back there.
Yeah, he's kind of that third down back row. He's not going to carry the load, but I still think, like you say, they'll have to use him more in the passing game, maybe play action, get him out there. I like the upset. Houston, I think, can pull this off.
I like it, and also, I mean, it's not far fetched with them having an improved offensive line, acquiring Larry Tunsil, and then also, I mean, Kenny Stills is still speedy. He can still get down the sideline. So I'd even
see how you did that. He did the stills and still get down the side. I saw what you did. I saw that was clever.
See, I planned that. I did it. But I'm gonna go opposite still, even with that. Even though, like I said, that is not far fetched of a pick. I am gonna take Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints. I have too many shares of Alvin Kamara to not side with this one. Michael Thomas as well. It's just Drew Brees. They're coming in with the chip on their shoulder. Taysom Hill is a Swiss Army knife. You never know when he's going to come in the game and randomly just do whatever. Like Taysom Hill, go return a kick and kick it right after. Like they don't care. So with that being stated, I just there's too many weapons on the Saints.
Well, I agree. I think the Saints are the better team. It's just sometimes on a certain day and a certain time, you just have a feeling you go with the upset. I mean, Saints are the better team. When we're picking these games, I know sometimes we're not thinking who's a better team or not. But any given day, as we know, the NFL, you can look and see who's favorite. There are upsets that happen. So all those things you said are right about the Saints. But man, I just think the Texans can get them on this one.
Yeah, I mean, this is, like I said, this is one take where I feel like it's we're not. Neither of us are right. Neither of us are wrong.
Yeah.
This is going to be an interesting one that the fans are going to revisit and going to be like, this is what they said. This is how, they're going to enjoy this one. What you got, bro?
No, I think this is going to be a great game. And honestly, I love some of the moves the Texans have been making. You just said Larry Tunsil. I mean, going out and kind of getting win now type players. You see the Colts kind of drop off for what we thought it was going to be. And they're shooing now if they can add some more pieces to make a run and probably win their division. But again, I'm with him on this one. The Saints at home, their fans have a lot they're expecting after, our whole situation last year. Yeah. We'll not mention it to any Saints fans out there, but they're going to be loud and ready for them to take the field again. And I think it's just going to be too loud in the Benz Dome for the Saints to not do something. And Drew Brees thrives off of that.
Yeah, he loves that. We do have a fantasy question before we get into our last game. Aaron Rodgers or Drew Brees? So, Sherman, let's definitely get this question answered for you before tonight. I am going to advise you of Drew Brees.
I will take Drew Brees. I don't like quarterbacks on short weeks. I know they didn't play last week, so it's not a true short week.
Yeah.
One's going against the Bears defense in Chicago. The other one's at home going against the Texans, even though Texans are no pushover.
Right.
I go Drew Brees. I know Aaron will have volume, probably more passes, but efficiency and touchdown opportunities I have to give to Brees. So I would start Drew Brees personally.
Exactly. Especially based off of everything that you did that you had just mentioned. On top of that, the Texans did lose a piece in Jadeveon Clowney. Expect for that Texans front four to maybe front four for front three, because they moved Jadeveon around so much from having a hand in the dirt. I look for them to greatly be adjusted and maybe not be able to apply as much pressure. Final game. Broncos, Raiders. I have to live here. And aside,
careful what you say. There's Broncos.
Exactly. And we have like games that we got to go to the stadium and like shoot live from. So Broncos all day. I love you, Colorado. Rumboyz coming, dilly dilly. We love y'all.
Way to just ride the hype train for that W.
I rode the hype train. I did it.
Man, this is a tough game to me. I don't know why it is. And with the Antonio Brown things, like as you see, I'm a kind of a believer in something happens, people at least come together for a week. You know what I mean? So Brown, let's face it, he's probably not going to be there for this game. All right. So it is. So got Terrell Williams. I know it's no Antonio Brown. I love Josh Jacobs there. I know that he's going to be the feature back. Farrell, I don't know if you guys got a chance to interview Farrell and defense. Their pick they took surprised everyone.
No, we didn't. We did meet Renfro though.
Okay. On paper, to me, even though everything says Broncos, I just think guys come together. They played the Rams tough last season, at least in the first half on Monday night. You know, Raiders seem to be playing Monday night every year. I think they can play the Broncos tough, and I think they can pull off a close one and an upset, win this game. I think they'll be a dumpster fire all year. Don't get me wrong, the Raiders, but I think they can win this particular game. But if I had a confidence pool, it'd be my least confident game, to pick. I'm more confident in Houston pulling off the upset than I am the Raiders.
Yeah,
sure.
I feel that. I mean, Bradley Chubb, Von Miller, those two with the motors running, we saw them on film together during the preseason. I feel like that's just an unstoppable duo that you need to worry about on offense. And Vic Fangio's the coach, so he already know what he can do with a defense.
I know exactly what he can do with a defense.
That's why I'm segueing.
I also, not for the same reasons as him, like Broncos fans, I don't care if you hate me or not. I'm gonna go with the Broncos though. I think the defense again just like has been put together for a while. The Raiders are a very improved team. I get that half of their improvement will probably not be playing, like you said. I mean, due to suspension at this point or whatever he's gonna do in the next 3 or 4 days. But I just don't know how much I trust Derek Carr. Honestly, I thought the dude had a chance to win MVP a couple years ago, had the foot injury.
Yeah,
and
he did. I remember that. That didn't age well.
He had the foot injury. Carson Wentz was going to win it until he got hurt too. But I haven't seen a whole lot from Derek Carr since then. And I'm very interested to see how Josh Jacobs does. He's a guy we did get to interview. But that's a tough defensive line to go at in your opening game to try and show, what you got. So I think just purely from a defensive standpoint, I'm going to take the Broncos. I think they might even get a defensive touchdown that could change the shape of the game.
What scares me when you mention that, I love turnover differentials. I mean, these are one of those games. The Broncos last year were +7, Raiders -7. So, I mean, it goes against my philosophy, but it's just one of those things I like when there's a little adversity with the team and they kind of come together. Broncos are the better team. If they lined up 10 times, I think the Broncos would win 8 of them. I just think this is one of the ones that they might lose late night, Monday night at home, national crowd. Chucky's going to try and go out there and show the world. For one, they don't need Antonio Brown. For two, I told you I can do this my second year. So I just think they're going to put a lot of emphasis on this first game, more so than the Broncos would. Broncos a better team, but I think the Raiders in an upset.
I like you. Broncos looking ahead. Raiders looking for it now.
That's it.
I like it. Aside from that, we broke down all 16 games.
That was fun.
No, that was fun.
And we broke down the breaking news, and I'm sure we'll log off and see what's the latest with Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
probably more. Yeah,
I've still been looking up at the TV. We have no new developments. That's one thing I didn't want to touch on before we sign off. No new developments in the Antonio Brown story as of now. Look for one of us to hit you guys up live with that breaking news. Of course, Raj, you work with the fellas that are going to be breaking it, so you know that ESPN is going to have it. One final thing that I do actually want to ask before I let you go, and I want the question of the fans. And every time we have an industry professional on, I ask them this question: do you feel like there's a common ground, a commonality between the industry, mainstream media, where you're at, the ESPN level, so on and so forth, and what happens underground here with like podcasts, that are on the come up and so on and so forth?
I do. Are you asking? Is it something that we enjoy looking at? Do
you feel you guys feel like as industry professionals, do you enjoy, maybe you personally, going out, featuring on shows, stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. Well, there's a couple reasons. For one, creatively, I think sometimes once you get up here, one of the reasons I think I've been able to do well is I still strive for creativity. I'm always thinking outside the box. It's kind of a blueprint of how you do stuff, especially at ESPN. I don't want that. You know what I mean? I'm just going to do my thing. So I draw inspiration from guys like you guys, you know what I mean, and doing stuff. So I'm always looking, even in my research, and sorry, hope Big Brother isn't watching, but I really don't go on ESPN.com. I use all kind of other sites because they have angles where they're not restricted or not trying to play the role. You know what I mean? When there was the female kicker, or the soccer player who kicked the field goal.
Yeah. I covered that.
So everyone's like, oh yeah, you have to be politically correct. You don't want backlash on Twitter. And I'm like, dude, she took 10 steps and then kicked it. That's different. It's not going to happen. So I find other places are able to say that without risk of social media backlash. So I draw inspiration from that, or like I say, from a show like you guys. And then secondly, because I know what it's like coming up, you know what I mean? And just, I know what it's like having some intuition and being an entrepreneur and trying something. So for one, I like to, help if I can with advice or just in any way I can. Because I remember too, when I was trying to, someone I was kind of a fan of getting them on, my things, like Stephen A. Smith and I are tight. But when I was coming up, I always wanted to, have them on or something like that. There's guys that I remember starting out. So yeah, I'm always kind of monitoring, keeping an eye on different things and different people's take. Fantasy sites that you might not never heard of. I like to read their stuff sometimes because, some guy like me just sitting down, he watches the same thing the other people are watching, so some people get a lucky break and make it, but there are a lot of talented people, a lot of different places. You just have to look for it.
I appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Well, hey, you know how we did it at the beginning of the show, Raj. If you want to join in, it's really easy, really simple. You ready, Ty?
Let's go.
Cheers to me.
Cheers to you.
All the Rumboyz and girls, what it do? Dilly dilly.
I liked it. I'm going to learn the jingle, and it was a lot of fun, man. You guys, anytime, let me know, and I'll be right. I was hoping when I saw rum, I was like, I hope they mean the alcohol, because that'd be pretty cool,
Again, trust me, we would be there, but it's going to be a long day for the Bears, so I
got to call a game later.
We're usually there. Let me tell you, we're on the level of some rum and a cigar. We're with you on that. That's why we're so excited to have you on too.
Hey, that was awesome. A lot of fun, boys. Keep up the good work, man. Let me know anytime.
Really appreciate it. 1 second, and we are